Welcome, everyone. Today is the day you begin the journey to become a sharper thinker, a deeper observer, a wiser speaker, a smarter human being. Because in today's world, it's not the strongest who win. It's not the loudest who lead. It's not even the fastest who succeed. It's the smartest, the ones who know how to think when others panic, the ones who listen before they speak, the ones who see what others miss, the ones who move in silence but lead with precision. This video is your blueprint. It's not full of tips. It's full of transformations. And if you truly understand what I'm about to share with you, it will change the way you learn, the way you talk, the way you respond, the way you grow, for the rest of your life. This is not about being born intelligent. It's about building intelligence. And today, I'm going to show you how. They'll also upgrade your English and your mindset. So subscribe now, and let's begin. Let's get one thing clear. You cannot succeed in life, in relationships, in business, in career, in communication, without learning how to think smart. You might have all the passion, all the energy, all the dreams. But if your thinking is weak, you'll waste years chasing the wrong goals. Smartness is what saves you from regret. It helps you make better choices, avoid toxic people, build real confidence, learn faster, speak better, lead stronger, grow faster. And most of all, being smart means you're not easy to manipulate. You're not someone who believes anything, follows anything, buys anything, or agrees with anything. You become a person who pauses, reflects, questions, and then makes a clear, powerful decision. Smartness gives you clarity in a confusing world. It gives you power in a noisy world. It gives you peace in a chaotic world. And that's why it is one of the most valuable traits you can build. Not just for your future, but for your present. Let's now understand something important. What's the real difference between smart people and normal people? It's not about their degree. It's not about how many books they read. It's not about IQ numbers. It's about how they think, how they respond, how they handle life. Smart people don't react. They respond. Smart people don't just do things. They understand what they're doing and why. They don't blindly follow. They think independently. They don't fear being wrong. They fear being stuck. They are not controlled by others. They control their direction. That's why this video is not about tips. It's about rewiring your thinking, step by step. This video will also teach you how to become mentally strong and improve your English while you listen. If you're serious about growth, hit subscribe and let's begin. Rule 1. Listen more than you speak. This is one of the most powerful traits of all smart people. They listen more than they speak. Now you might think, how does listening make someone smart? When you're always talking, your mind is closed. When you're always reacting, you're not thinking. But when you learn to listen deeply, something powerful happens. You understand others better. You catch details others miss. You process information more clearly. You make fewer mistakes. You speak more wisely when it's finally your turn to talk. Listening is mental strength. Talking is easy. Listening takes power. Talking feeds your ego. Listening feeds your mind. That's why the smartest people in the room are often the quietest. Not because they don't know, but because they're watching, learning, reading people, storing ideas, sharpening their thoughts. And when they do speak, it's calm, it's clear, and it cuts through the noise. Imagine a business meeting. There are two employees. Employee A is loud, talks a lot, wants to impress everyone, interrupts, gives opinions fast. Employee B listens carefully, takes notes, observes everyone, asks one powerful question at the end. Guess what happens? Employee A looks confident, but forgettable. Employee B becomes the person the boss respects. Why? Because smart people don't talk to fill silence. They speak to add value. And silence, when used wisely, is powerful. When you speak less and listen more, people start paying attention when you do speak. You gain mental clarity and social power at the same time. Let's now break this into action. 1. Pause before you speak. When someone says something, don't jump to reply. Take 2 seconds. Think, do I need to speak or do I need to listen more? 2. Ask one powerful question. Train yourself to ask clear, deep questions like, why do you think that happened? What do you mean by that? Can you explain that again in a simple way? This makes people open up and gives you deeper insight. 3. Repeat what you heard in your mind. This trains your brain to focus. When someone says something important, repeat it mentally in your own words. That builds understanding. 4. Write down interesting thoughts. Smart people capture knowledge. If you hear something deep, don't just nod. Write it down. Use it later. Listening builds focus, patience, self-control, emotional intelligence, social intelligence. It helps you see beneath the surface. And once you master listening, your words become stronger. People respect your voice more. Your relationships become better. Your decisions become sharper. Listening is not a weakness. It's a secret power. Remember this: the smartest people don't try to be the smartest in the room. They try to learn the most from the room. That's why they listen first. They watch first. They think first. Then they speak, once, clearly, powerfully, and everyone listens. That is Rule 1. And if you practice it daily, your intelligence will grow faster than you ever imagined. Rule 2. Become highly adaptable. If there's one skill that separates smart minds from stuck minds, it's this: adaptability. To be smart in today's fast-changing world, you must be flexible, quick to adjust, and mentally strong enough to adapt, even when things don't go your way. It means you don't panic when plans change. You don't freeze when things go wrong. You don't complain when the situation is unfamiliar. You learn how to move forward, even if it wasn't the path you planned. Adaptability means you are strong in the mind, not stuck in the past. It is not weakness to adjust. It is strength. When smart people lose their job, they learn a new skill. When smart people fail, they change the strategy, not the goal. When smart people face new situations, they stay calm, learn the rules, and find their place. When smart people hear something new, they don't argue, they explore. But stuck people? They blame the world. They say, I can't. They keep using old thinking in a new world. They wait for someone else to fix it. That's not intelligence. That's fear. Adaptability is the true proof of mental intelligence. During the global pandemic, millions of businesses collapsed. Jobs were lost. People were stuck at home. But some people grew. A taxi driver started an online delivery business. A teacher opened a YouTube channel and taught millions. A gym trainer created online fitness programs from home. Even elderly people learned how to use video calls and online banking. What do these people have in common? Adaptability. They didn't cry about what changed. They changed with it. They accepted the new reality and upgraded their mindset. That's smartness. 1. Stop saying, "This is not how I do things." The moment you say that, you've blocked your growth. Start saying, "Let me try this. I'm open to learning." I've never done this before, but I'll figure it out. This one mental shift will change your life. 2. Expose yourself to new environments. Go to places you don't usually go. Talk to people who are different. Try things that make you uncomfortable. This trains your brain to be flexible. When your mind sees new things often, it doesn't panic during change. It adapts. 3. Practice what if thinking. Ask yourself, what if I lose this job tomorrow? What if my plans fail? What if I have to start over? Now, don't fear these questions. Use them to build backup plans. This gives you a mental safety net. Smart people think ahead, not just with hope, but with preparedness. 4. Learn fast. Apply faster. You don't need to master everything. You need to learn what's necessary and act. Adaptable people don't wait to be perfect. They start messy and adjust. Perfection is the enemy of adaptability. Remember this: life will not always go the way you want. People will change. Jobs will change. Technology will change. The world will keep changing. The smart ones are not those who resist the storm. The smart ones are those who become the storm, who move through chaos with clarity. Adaptability is not about losing your identity. It's about becoming stronger without losing yourself. Rule 3. Read books, but read to transform, not just to finish. Reading is one of the most powerful tools to become smart. But let me be very clear. It's not about how many books you read. It's about how you read. You could read 100 books and stay the same, or read 5 books with focus and change your entire life. Smart people don't read just for fun. They read to understand how great minds think, learn principles that apply to life, improve their vocabulary and focus, collect ideas that shape decisions. They don't just highlight quotes, they apply what they read. And that's the real difference. Reading is not a race. It's a ritual of growth. Let's imagine 2 people. Reader A reads 20 books in 1 month, skims chapters, forgets most of it, feels proud, but can't recall a single lesson. Reader B reads 1 book in 30 days, but reads with full attention, takes notes, reflects, applies ideas, practices 1 concept daily. Now ask yourself, who's truly smarter? Smart reading is not fast reading. Smart reading is active reading, where the book changes the way you think, speak, act, and grow. 1. Choose books that grow you, not just entertain you. Ask yourself, does this book teach me something useful? Will it improve how I think or live? Is this a topic that stretches my mind? Start with subjects like psychology, communication, philosophy, business, human behavior, history of great leaders. These books build your mental structure. 2. Use the 3-2-1 method while reading. Highlight 3 key ideas per chapter. Write 2 questions the chapter made you ask. Note 1 thing you will apply today. This turns reading into real learning. 3. Read with a pen, not just your eyes. Underline ideas. Write notes in the margin. Engage with the author like it's a conversation. This keeps your brain active and makes the content stick. 4. Teach what you read. After finishing a book or chapter, explain the key idea to a friend or to yourself in the mirror. If you can't explain it simply, you didn't understand it deeply. Teaching what you read forces your brain to process and organize the knowledge. Mistakes that block smart reading. Reading while scrolling your phone. Reading only motivational quotes and skipping depth. Reading fast just to finish and tell people. Never applying what you learned. Stop chasing the number of books. Start chasing the depth of impact. The smartest minds in history, from Elon Musk to Abraham Lincoln, had one thing in common. They were all readers. Books are not just pages. They are portable mentors. They allow you to borrow years of wisdom from people who failed, succeeded, struggled, and learned, and give that wisdom to you in just a few hours. If you want to be smart, make reading a habit. Not for school, not for others, for you. Because every page you read with purpose makes your mind stronger, your thoughts clearer, and your future brighter. Rule 4. Learn to observe people. Smart people are not just good with information, they are good with people. They know what's going on in the room without anyone telling them. They notice. Who's stressed? Who's confident? Who's lying? Who's real? Who's hiding something? Who's silently powerful? How? By observation. People give away information all the time, but it's not always in their words. It's in their eye movement, posture, reactions, tone, silence, timing. Observation is not guessing. It's the ability to pick up small signals that others miss. It is what makes you emotionally intelligent. It helps you avoid manipulation. It protects you from fake people. It helps you build trust, influence, and even power. Observation is what turns you from someone who reacts into someone who understands. Imagine two people walk into a new company. Person A talks to everyone, shares opinions, makes jokes, gives advice even when not asked. Person B observes for the first week, watches how teams work, notices who truly leads, sees who the boss trusts, spots where the energy is stuck, says little but listens deeply. In 1 month, Person A becomes part of the noise. Person B becomes the quiet leader, the one everyone starts respecting. Why? Because people don't trust loudness. They trust awareness, and awareness starts with observation. 1. Start noticing without judging. When you enter a room, don't label people as good or bad. Just watch. Who is speaking with authority? Who is being ignored? Who is constantly nervous? Who controls the conversation with silence? This teaches your brain to become aware without reacting. 2. Focus on the eyes, hands, and feet. These 3 body parts tell the truth. Eyes show fear, confidence, or lies. Hands reveal nervousness, comfort, control. Feet often point toward where someone wants to go or who they trust. This is used even by FBI agents, and you can train this skill. 3. Watch people when they think no one's watching. True behavior shows up in quiet moments. How do they treat the waiter? How do they talk to someone weaker? How do they behave when they win or lose? That is their real character. And smart people notice this. 4. Practice silent observation daily. Spend 5 minutes in a public place, cafe, train, school, office, just watching silently. No phone, no headphones, just your eyes and brain. Ask yourself, who looks confident here? Who looks fake? Who is pretending? This will sharpen your people reading skills more than any book. The smartest people know when to speak and when to stay quiet, who to trust and who to stay away from, what's really going on under the surface. And they don't need to ask. They see it. That's the power of observation. It helps you build better relationships, win respect without speaking, avoid getting played or used, make wiser decisions in business, family, and life. You don't become smart by just reading books. You become smart by reading people. Because most of the world's pain, mistakes, and regrets come from not knowing who you're dealing with. When you observe well, you don't just protect your mind. You elevate your position in every room. Rule 5. Be curious about everything. Curiosity is not a childish habit. It is a superpower of the smartest minds on Earth. It is what makes you ask, why? What's the real reason? What's behind this idea? How can this work better? Curiosity is the beginning of all learning. Smart people are not know-it-alls. They're learn-it-alls. They don't pretend they understand everything. They are hungry to understand everything. Curiosity makes you explore new ideas, question weak logic, think in new directions, discover truths no one else sees, never stay stuck with one way of thinking. In short, curiosity is what opens the door to smartness. And without it, your mind becomes old, stuck, limited, even if you're young. In school, there are two students. Student A learns only what the teacher says, only what's in the exam, follows every instruction without question, gets good grades, but forgets everything later. Student B keeps asking, why is this true? Who discovered this? What if we did it this way? How does this connect to real life? Student B may not get perfect grades, but becomes a smarter thinker. Why? Because curiosity leads to independent thought, and independent thought leads to intelligence. 1. Say this phrase daily. I don't know, but I want to learn. Don't fake intelligence. Admit you don't know, but immediately seek answers. Read, ask, explore. This makes your brain open and fast. 2. Ask why 3 times. Whenever you hear something, ask, why is that true? Why does it matter? Why do people believe it? This will help you uncover deeper truths. Smart people don't stop at the surface. 3. Follow your confusion. The moment something feels confusing, don't ignore it. Dive into it. If you don't understand how money works, go read. If you don't understand a conversation, ask questions. Curiosity turns confusion into knowledge. 4. Don't just learn, discover. Instead of saying, let me learn this, say, let me discover how this works, who made it, and what's behind it. This approach creates excitement in your brain, because smart people don't rely on schools, systems, or even videos. They build a mind that teaches itself, and curiosity is the fuel for that mind. It gives you fast learning, flexible thinking, strong questions, clear insights, deep interest in the world. It makes you see things others don't even notice. The world doesn't belong to the people who know the most. It belongs to the people who are most curious, because they never stop growing. They are not scared of looking foolish. They are excited by new ideas. They are not satisfied with shallow answers. They dig deeper. And every time they dig, their mind becomes richer, sharper, and stronger. If you want to become smart, start asking better questions. And never stop asking. Rule 6. Control your emotions. Master your mind before it masters you. There is no intelligence without emotional control. You can be the smartest person in the room in theory, but if your emotions are not under control, your logic will break in real life. When you cannot control your emotions control your words, reactions, decisions, relationships, reputation, peace, power. And once that happens, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, you become mentally weak in that moment. Say something that destroys years of trust. Quit something just because you felt angry. React fast when you should have paused. Choose revenge instead of wisdom. Believe a lie just because it made you feel good. Stay stuck because fear told you to. This is what happens when emotions run your life. And smart people, they train themselves to respond, not react. They feel emotions. But they don't let emotions control their identity. That's what makes them powerful. Imagine a wildfire. It begins small, a spark, a little heat. But if left unchecked, it grows, it spreads, it destroys forests, homes, and entire ecosystems. That wildfire is like uncontrolled emotion. Now imagine a dam. A dam doesn't stop water from flowing. It controls the pressure. It holds back the flood, releases water carefully, and uses it to generate power, not destruction. That dam is like a trained mind. Emotions are natural, just like water or fire. But when you let them burst without structure, they burn everything. Your peace, your relationships, your decisions. But when you master your mind, like a dam channels water, you turn emotion into strength, not weakness. That's what smart people do. They don't stop feeling. They shape feeling into clarity, calm, and action. When you feel emotional, the amygdala, the emotional brain, takes control. If you don't pause, the logical brain, prefrontal cortex, shuts down. You say things you regret. You make bad decisions. You lose control. But if you pause, take a few breaths, reflect, your logical mind comes back. And that's where real intelligence starts working again. This is not philosophy. This is neuroscience. Emotional control is mental training. 1. Create a pause before response. When something triggers you, pause. Don't speak immediately. Don't reply immediately. Don't act immediately. Say to yourself silently, "Let me think." That pause is everything. 2. Name the emotion. Smart people label what they're feeling. I'm angry because I feel disrespected. I'm scared because I might lose this opportunity. Once you name the emotion, it loses some of its power, because now you are observing it, not drowning in it. 3. Ask, what is the smartest thing to do right now? Not what feels good, not what feels fair, but what is smart? This question shifts your brain from emotion to logic, and smart people train themselves to ask this every day. 4. Write your emotions before you speak them. When you're emotional, write. Don't speak yet. Write everything you're feeling. Get it out on paper, then read it. This gives you space, distance, clarity. Then you can decide what's worth saying and what's better left unsaid. 5. Practice emotional exposure. Expose yourself to small stress regularly. On purpose. Cold showers, hard workouts, difficult conversations. This builds mental muscle, because emotional strength is not built in comfort. It's built in controlled discomfort. Anger is expensive. 1 second of it can destroy 10 years of connection. Fear is a liar. It exaggerates danger and hides opportunity. Sadness is temporary, but it must be handled with awareness, not suppression. Silence is power. You don't always need to. Emotional control is not the absence of feeling. It's the presence of maturity. You can read 100 books, watch every course, and know everything about success. But if your mind breaks every time life punches you, you'll never be smart where it matters. So, start training today. Become the person who feels deeply but acts wisely. That's the smartest strength of all. Rule 7. Build a powerful network. Your intelligence multiplies with the right people. You cannot grow alone. Even the smartest people in the world become smarter by surrounding themselves with smarter, wiser, better people. People influence your language, ideas, confidence, standards, focus, emotional strength. If you surround yourself with small thinkers, you'll shrink, even if you're a genius. But if you surround yourself with big thinkers, problem solvers, clear communicators, deep listeners, Your mind starts rising without effort. That's the power of proximity. Smartness is not just built in books, it is built in rooms filled with smart minds. For example, two young entrepreneurs start their own businesses. Entrepreneur A works alone, doesn't ask for advice, only talks to friends who gossip and complain, grows slowly, makes the same mistakes. Entrepreneur B joins a local business club, asks questions, gets mentored, discusses challenges with high-level thinkers, learns from others' mistakes, grows 5 times faster. What changed? Network. Because when you're connected to minds smarter than yours, you don't just learn faster. You start thinking differently. That's intelligence. 1. Audit your current circle. Ask yourself, who do I spend the most time with? Do they challenge me or comfort me? Do they talk about growth or people? Write their names down. This will wake you up. 2. Go where smart people are. You don't need to be rich. You need to be intentional. Find online communities, local seminars, book clubs, mastermind groups, networking events, even YouTube channels that make you think deeper. Be humble, be hungry, be quiet, observe, ask, learn. 3. Add value before asking for value. Smart people are attracted to value, not noise. If you want to be in their space, share ideas, be reliable, show curiosity. Don't waste their time. This builds trust, and trust builds networks. 4. Cut the noise silently. You don't need to fight with your old circle. But if they gossip, waste time, or laugh at your growth, just quietly spend less time with them. You cannot grow in a room that fears growth, because every conversation in a smart network sharpens your thinking, opens new opportunities, gives you better questions, teaches you patterns of success, saves you years of mistakes. You're not just getting smarter, you're getting connected to intelligence itself. This is how the top 1% of people operate. They don't chase knowledge. They chase the environment where knowledge lives. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go smartly connected. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, kinder than you, more focused than you, more disciplined than you. And soon, you'll become all of that. Because the fastest way to change your life is to change your circle. Not by judging others, but by building yourself until the right people find you. Rule 8. Learn to solve problems, not escape them. The world doesn't reward people who run from problems. It rewards the people who face problems, understand them, and solve them. And if you want to become truly smart, you must learn one skill that will help you in every area of life. Problem solving. Problems are not accidents. They are invitations. Every problem in your life, big or small, is a test of your mind. And most people fail this test because when a problem appears, they panic, avoid it, blame others, wait for rescue, freeze, complain, give up. But smart people do the opposite. They breathe, step back, and say, okay, let's solve this. That one habit turns problems into power. Let's be very clear. Every single leader, innovator, creator, and successful thinker on this planet is a problem solver. They didn't become rich or respected because life was easy. They became smart and powerful because they learned how to. Understand the root of a problem. Break it down into parts. Stay calm in the middle of it. Design steps to solve it. And then execute with clarity. Problem solving is real-world intelligence. And once you build this skill, you become calm under stress, confident in chaos, valued by others, respected in teams, trusted by leaders. Because you don't just react, you solve. Imagine, In a factory, a big machine broke down. The whole production line stopped. Every worker panicked. Managers shouted. The company started losing money every minute. They called a technician, an old man who had been solving machines for 30 years. He arrived, looked at the machine silently, listened, touched one part, and then tightened one small screw. Suddenly, the machine started working again. Everyone was shocked. The technician sent a bill, $10,000. The manager said, "What? All you did was turn a screw." The technician replied, "Turning the screw, $1. Knowing which screw to turn, $9,999. That's the power of smart problem solving. It's not about doing more. It's about thinking better. 1. Don't react emotionally. Step back mentally. When a problem hits, your first job is not to fix it. Your first job is to stay calm and step out of it mentally. Say to yourself, "Let me observe, not panic. This is not a disaster. It's a puzzle. I am bigger than this problem." This alone puts you in the top 10% of thinkers. 2. Define the real problem, not just the surface issue. Most people solve symptoms. Smart people solve roots. Example: you're always late. Symptom: set more alarms. Root: you sleep too late. You don't plan. You don't respect time. Find the root. Ask, what's really causing this? Where did this begin? What is the pattern here? Only then can you solve it permanently. 3. Break the problem into parts. Never attack a problem as one big thing. Smart people divide and conquer. They break the issue into smaller pieces like, what do I control here? What can I fix now? What needs more time? What resources do I need? This makes the problem smaller and your clarity bigger. 4. Create 3 solutions, not just one. Amateurs look for one way. Smart people build multiple ways. If Plan A fails, they have Plan B and Plan C. This makes you mentally unshakable. You're not stuck, you're flexible. And flexibility is smartness. 5. Review what worked and build systems. After you solve a problem, smart people do something most forget. They ask, how do I prevent this from happening again? They create systems, better communication, smarter planning, habit changes, personal boundaries. This turns every solved problem into a new standard. When you master this rule, people trust you more. You feel powerful in difficult moments. You grow faster in career and life. You stop overthinking because you take action. You become someone people follow, not just someone who watches. Problem solvers are always in demand because while others are running away, you are stepping in with confidence, clarity, and courage. That's real smartness. Life will never stop giving you problems. But if you become the kind of person who smiles and says, "Bring it, I know how to think," then you are not just smart. You are unstoppable. Rule 9. Challenge yourself intellectually. Grow beyond comfort. Smart people never stop growing because they never stop challenging their own brain. This rule is not about school tests or college degrees. It's about the habit of stretching your mind beyond what's easy. You challenge yourself intellectually when you learn difficult things, understand new perspectives, solve complex problems, break old beliefs, practice deep thinking, read things you don't understand. Yet, every time you stretch your brain, your thinking sharpens, your vision expands, your confidence rises, your future upgrades. Most people stay mentally lazy their entire lives. They watch what they already agree with, avoid difficult ideas, Repeat the same thinking. Only learn what's easy. Never train deep focus. And then wonder why they're stuck. Smart people know. Growth is uncomfortable, and they seek that discomfort because it's where intelligence lives. A businessman, aged 40, decided to learn Mandarin Chinese to expand his company into Asia. He struggled. He forgot words. He felt foolish in class, but every day he practiced. After 2 years, he gave his first business pitch in Mandarin and signed a deal worth millions. Not because he was talented, because he challenged himself intellectually. He didn't choose the easy path. He chose the smart path. 1. Read books that make you feel stupid at first. Find books that stretch your brain, that force you to slow down, reread, take notes. Example topics: philosophy, psychology, systems thinking, deep biographies, economic history. These books build mental endurance. 2. Take a problem you can't solve and work on it for 7 days. Pick a challenge you don't know the answer to. Spend 1 hour a day thinking, writing, researching. This develops focus, patience, pattern recognition. Even if you don't find the answer, your mind grows by trying. 3. Talk to people smarter than you. Smart people don't feel insecure around intelligence. They chase it, ask questions, listen. Don't try to prove, try to absorb. These conversations will expand you more than years of passive content. 4. Do something uncomfortable that trains discipline. Try solving one logic puzzle daily, memorizing a poem or speech, learning public speaking, writing an article, debating ideas respectfully. Each of these practices builds your brain's strength. You're confused more often, but that confusion excites you. You ask deeper questions. You explain ideas more clearly. You feel stronger in discussions. You feel curious, not just opinionated. You understand both sides before choosing one. This is what real mental growth looks like. You don't become smart by staying comfortable. You become smart by challenging your comfort. Push your brain like an athlete pushes their body. And soon, you'll find yourself solving things, seeing things, creating things that the old you couldn't even imagine. Remember, becoming smart is not a moment. It's a mindset. It's not about having the answers. It's about asking better questions. It's not about sounding intelligent. It's about thinking clearly. It's not about being right all the time. It's about being open enough to grow. If you truly want to become smart, then read deeply, listen more, speak with purpose, question the obvious, stay calm when others break, and always, always remain a student of life. Because the smartest people are not the ones who try to look wise. They are the ones who never stop learning. And now you have the blueprint, the 9 rules, the tools, the mindset, the clarity. So don't just save this video. Live it. Practice it. Become it. Let the world be loud. You stay sharp. Let others chase attention. You chase wisdom. Let others follow the crowd. You build your own path. Quietly, consistently, and intelligently. Because at the end of the day, the real reward of becoming smart isn't just being respected by the world. It's finally respecting your own mind. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of your new identity. Now go and live smarter. If this video opened your mind or helped you grow even 1% smarter, don't just leave quietly. Subscribe right now, because this is just the beginning. More powerful lessons are coming, and your smarter future starts here.